Stop doing these 6 harmful habits after 70 that no one warns you. Senior health, elderly. Did you know some stupid everyday habits are actually speeding up your aging? The truth is, many habits that once kept us productive or secure can quietly harm our health, clarity, and independence as we age. But no one talks about them. And by the time we realize it, we've already paid the price in stiffness, fatigue, and missed appointments that leave us frustrated or even ashamed. In this video, we're going to explore 6 surprising things that you should stop doing after 70. Not because someone said so, but because letting go of these habits can open the door to a more energetic, capable, and enjoyable life. These are not vague suggestions or unrealistic goals. These are patterns many older folks fall into without realizing it. And changing them now might just help you feel more like yourself again. Stay tuned until the end because you'll not only recognize a few of these in your own life, you'll also walk away with simple ways to turn things around starting today. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Let's get into it. Number 1. Avoiding strength-based movement. One of the biggest mistakes people make after 70 is assuming it's safer to slow down and do less. It sounds reasonable. Your joints might ache more than they used to. Your balance may not feel quite the same. And the thought of lifting anything heavier than a grocery bag might feel intimidating. So many older adults stop using their muscles altogether, thinking that rest equals protection. But in reality, avoiding strength-based movement is one of the fastest ways to lose independence, mobility, and the ability to live life on your own terms. Muscle doesn't just keep you strong, it keeps you alive. After 70, muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia, begins to accelerate unless we actively work to preserve it. This isn't about lifting heavy weights at the gym or training like a bodybuilder. It's about keeping the muscles you already have engaged. Even small amounts of resistance, like bodyweight exercises, light dumbbells, or resistance bands, can make a huge difference. The key is consistency and intention. Every step you take, every time you stand up without assistance, every time you carry a bag or reach for something on a shelf, your muscles are the reason you can do it. Let me tell you about George. He's 82 and used to avoid most physical activity after a minor fall. A few years ago, he was afraid to push himself, afraid of getting hurt again. So he stuck to the recliner, the short walks, the familiar routines. But after a visit to a physical therapist, he learned that inactivity was doing more damage than movement ever could. He started with 5-minute strength routines, nothing fancy. Just standing from a chair without using his hands, lifting soup cans and practicing balance by standing on one leg near the kitchen counter. Within 2 months, his legs felt steadier and his confidence started to return. There's something powerful that happens when you use your body with purpose. It's not just about mobility, it's about dignity. It's about knowing you can get out of bed without fear, walk through the store without needing to lean on a cart, or get down to the floor to play with your grandchild and know you can get back up. Strength gives you that. And it doesn't take hours a day. Just a few simple repeated movements can begin to rebuild what time has tried to take away. The reason many people don't talk about this is because strength loss happens quietly. It doesn't hurt, at least not right away, but you notice it in the little things. Getting winded faster, struggling with stairs, or needing to lean on your arm just to stand up. The sooner you notice it, the sooner you can reverse it. It's never too late, and you don't need fancy equipment. You just need to decide that staying strong matters more than staying still. Number 2, eating like you did in your 40s. One thing that trips up a lot of people after 70 is believing they can eat the same way they always have. Same portion sizes, same timing, same comfort foods on repeat. It feels familiar, it feels easy. And for a long time, it might have worked just fine, but your body isn't running on the same fuel system it had 30 years ago. Your metabolism has slowed, your digestion may be less efficient, and your nutritional needs have changed. Yet many folks continue eating out of habit instead of hunger. And that quiet mistake can lead to weight gain, sluggishness, and even blood sugar problems that sneak up on you. The truth is, after 70, every bite matters more. Your body doesn't need as much food as it used to, but it does need more of the right kinds of food, foods rich in nutrients, easy to digest, and designed to support your bones, brain, and energy levels. That means fewer large servings of heavy meats, starchy carbs or processed snacks, and more small, balanced meals made up of fiber-rich vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and water-dense fruits. It's not about starving yourself. It's about eating in a way that supports how your body works today, not how it worked 30 years ago. Let me tell you about Helen. She's 75 and never thought much about her meals, 3 hearty ones a day, just like she did her whole life. But she started noticing that after dinner, she felt bloated. Her energy dropped in the afternoon, and her pants no longer fit the way they used to. Her doctor didn't scold her. He simply asked her to try something different, slightly smaller portions, adding more vegetables and paying attention to when she actually felt full. Within a month, she wasn't just lighter. She felt clearer. Her sleep improved, and she said her mood lifted in ways she hadn't expected. This isn't about dieting. It's about adjusting. Just like you wouldn't wear the same shoes you wore in your 30s, your body doesn't benefit from the same eating patterns either. With age comes wisdom, and that includes wisdom about food. Eating less isn't about deprivation. It's about efficiency. It's about giving your body what it needs and letting go of the extras that only slow it down. When your meals are balanced and intentional, your body starts to respond with more energy, sharper thinking, and steadier moods. And here's something that doesn't get said enough. It's okay to have new eating rules in this season of life. In fact, it's a sign of self-respect. You're not giving up the joys of food. You're giving yourself a better relationship with it. You're learning to notice what really satisfies you, what supports your day, and what makes you feel your best. That kind of awareness isn't just healthy, it's freeing. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3. Pulling away from social connection. After 70, it can be surprisingly easy to drift into isolation without even realizing it. You might stop going out as much, cancel plans more often, or convince yourself that staying home is just more comfortable. Sometimes it's due to physical limitations. Other times it's emotional. You feel like you don't have as much to contribute anymore. Or maybe people just don't reach out like they used to. So you quietly retreat. You tell yourself it's fine, that you like the peace and quiet. But the truth is, social disconnection can do more harm to your health than you'd ever imagine. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a health risk. Studies have shown that isolation in older adults can lead to depression, memory decline, and even a higher risk of heart disease. The brain thrives on connection. And when you remove that steady interaction with others, your mind begins to turn inward in ways that aren't always helpful. Conversations, shared laughter, even a simple phone call, all of these act like mental exercise. They keep you sharp, grounded, and emotionally stable. And perhaps most importantly, they remind you that you still matter. Let me tell you about Sylvia. She's 80 and had slowly stopped seeing her friends. After her husband passed away, she told herself she needed time, but months turned into years. Her memory felt foggy, her days all started blending together, and her motivation dropped. Her daughter encouraged her to attend a weekly senior yoga class just for something to do. Sylvia was hesitant at first, but she went. And what surprised her wasn't the exercise, it was the people. Sharing a joke before class, talking about their week afterward, it brought color back into her life. She didn't even realize how much she missed it. This doesn't mean you have to join a bunch of clubs or force yourself into noisy events. It means finding small ways to stay connected. A weekly phone call, a regular walk with a neighbor, a church group, or even an online hobby community. These little interactions act like emotional vitamins. They keep your spirit nourished and remind you that you're not alone in this season of life. And the more connected you feel, the more resilient your body and mind become. The tricky part is that pulling away often feels safe. It's quiet, predictable, but there's a difference between enjoying solitude and living in isolation. One recharges you, the other slowly drains you. You have so much wisdom, warmth, and humor to share. And people benefit from having you in their lives, whether you realize it or not. When you reach out, you're not just helping yourself, you're reminding someone else that they're not alone either. Number 4. Ignoring small health symptoms. One of the most dangerous habits that can creep in after 70 is brushing off small health symptoms because they seem minor or familiar. A little dizziness here, a bit of chest tightness there, or maybe just some extra fatigue in the afternoon. You tell yourself it's just part of getting older. You don't want to be dramatic, you don't want to be a burden, and frankly, you're tired of sitting in waiting rooms. So you ignore it. But ignoring small signs can be a big mistake, especially in your later years when early detection often means the difference between a quick fix and a serious issue. The body becomes more vulnerable with age, but it also becomes more communicative if you're willing to listen. Symptoms that you could once shake off now matter more. That slight swelling in your ankles could be your heart asking for attention. That occasional confusion might not just be a senior moment, it might be a red flag. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to treat, reverse, or manage. Catching things early doesn't make you a warrior, it makes you wise. It gives you options and control, which are two things worth preserving. Let me share the story of Walter. He's 78, and always considered himself tough. He didn't like going to the doctor and rarely took anything seriously unless he was in real pain, but he started noticing his vision was blurrier than usual and there was a strange tingling in his feet. He chalked it up to age. It wasn't until his daughter insisted that he get it checked out that he learned he had early-stage diabetes. Because he caught it early, he was able to manage it with diet and activity. But his doctor told him plainly if he'd waited much longer, it could have become irreversible. You are the expert on your own body. When something feels different, strange, or just not right, you have every reason to check it out. Not because you're weak, but because you're responsible. Health issues don't always arrive with sirens and flashing lights, they often whisper. And the older we get, the more important it becomes to pay attention to those whispers. Responding quickly can mean shorter recovery times, fewer medications, and a better overall outcome. This also means trusting your gut. If you feel dismissed or unheard by a provider, you have the right to ask questions, seek second opinions, and advocate for yourself. You've spent a lifetime looking out for others. Now it's time to apply that same care inward. Nobody else lives in your body. Nobody else knows how it feels from the inside. So if something doesn't feel quite right, speak up. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5. Relying on memory instead of writing things down. After 70, one of the most common yet underestimated habits is trusting your memory more than you should. You've always remembered birthdays, appointments, what pills to take and when to take them. And for most of your life, that worked just fine. So you keep doing it, reciting the day's plan in your head, reminding yourself to call someone later, or trying to keep track of your medications without writing anything down. But here's the quiet danger: memory isn't as reliable as it once was. And depending on it, without support can lead to small slip-ups that have big consequences. Forgetting an appointment is one thing. Forgetting whether you already took your medicine is something else entirely. And it happens more than people admit. You might double up by accident or skip a dose entirely thinking you took it earlier. That one small moment of uncertainty can snowball into real health issues, especially with blood pressure meds, diabetes medication, or pain management. But here's the truth: writing things down isn't a sign of decline. It's a sign of responsibility. It's how you protect your future and reduce stress today. Let me tell you about Bill. He's 73 and always prided himself on having a sharp mind. He handled all the bills, tracked all the birthdays, and never needed a calendar. But after missing a specialist appointment and accidentally skipping his morning dose twice in 1 week, he realized something had changed. At first, he felt embarrassed, like he was admitting weakness. But after starting a simple notebook system and setting phone alarms, he found he wasn't just remembering more, he was worrying less. He said it felt like he'd handed off some of the weight he'd been carrying silently for years. Our brains are doing a lot more than we give them credit for. And after decades of life experience, it's normal and expected for short-term memory to slow down. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means your system needs support. Writing things down, keeping a calendar on the fridge, using a pill organizer, or setting a few simple reminders on your phone, it's not about being forgetful. It's about setting yourself up for success without leaving anything to chance. What often surprises people is how freeing it feels to take things out of your head and put them somewhere visible. It clears mental space, reduces anxiety, and builds confidence. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop repeating the same mental checklists over and over. Instead, you trust the systems you've created and your mind can finally rest a little. Number 6. Resisting technology altogether. One of the most limiting things people over 70 often do, sometimes without realizing it, is completely shutting out technology. Maybe it feels overwhelming. Maybe you've tried it before and felt frustrated. Or maybe you've convinced yourself that it's just not for you. You might say things like, "I don't need all that stuff," or "I'm too old to learn," or "I've gotten by just fine without it." And while those words might feel true in the moment, they quietly build a wall between you and tools that could actually make your life easier, safer, and more connected. Technology doesn't have to mean diving into social media or buying every new gadget on the market. It can be as simple as learning how to send a text, use a voice assistant to set a reminder, or check your health records online. These tools aren't just trends, they're lifelines. They help you manage your medications, keep in touch with loved ones, get help in emergencies, and access information in seconds. By refusing to engage with it at all, you're not avoiding stress, you're increasing your dependence on others. Let me tell you about Liz. She's 79 and used to call her daughter every time she needed to check her appointment times or look up a prescription refill. Her daughter lovingly helped, but Louise felt more and more dependent. One day, her grandson showed her how to use the calendar and reminders app on her phone and how to check her pharmacy's website for refills. It wasn't easy at first. There were hiccups, questions, and a few moments of doubt. But after a few weeks, she found herself doing things independently that used to require 3 phone calls. And she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: capable. That's what this is really about. Not mastering the latest device, but reclaiming your independence. Small wins with technology add up quickly. Checking the weather, reading messages, getting health alerts, or even joining a virtual class. These little actions remind you that you can adapt, you can grow, and you can stay connected to the world around you. You don't need to be a tech expert. You just need a little curiosity and someone patient to guide you through. And if you've ever felt ashamed or embarrassed for not knowing how to use something, let that go. Everyone starts somewhere. No one expects you to know everything right away. But giving yourself the chance to try is what matters most. Technology is not the enemy of aging. It's a powerful ally. And the more open you are to it, the more doors you open for yourself in return. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. Shireen and Ankerns. As we wrap up this video, take a quiet moment to reflect on what we've covered together. Which one of these habits do you recognize in yourself? Which one surprised you? After 70, the rules of the game change, and yet nobody hands you a new playbook. That's why it's so easy to fall into patterns that feel safe, but slowly chip away at your health, your independence, and your peace of mind. But here's the truth. It's never too late to shift direction. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just recognizing these 6 traps and being willing to take one small step away from them can bring you more clarity, more energy, and more confidence. Whether it's moving your body a little more each day, adjusting your meals to match your needs now, or finally asking someone to walk you through that new phone, you are not falling behind. You are learning to move forward with intention. Aging doesn't mean shrinking back. It means rising up with the wisdom you've earned and using it to make the rest of your life lighter, stronger, and more joyful. These habits may seem small on the surface, but every choice you make in favor of your well-being is a declaration that you still matter, that your time still matters, and that the best parts of your life are still unfolding. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.